According to the InterNACHI Home Inspection Standards of Practice, the home inspector shall inspect insulation in unfinished spaces, including attics, crawl spaces, and foundation areas. Ventilation of unfinished spaces, including attics, crawl spaces, and foundation areas. Mechanical exhaust systems in the kitchen, bathrooms, and laundry area. The home inspector shall describe the type of insulation observed and the approximate depth of the insulation. The inspectors shall report as a need of correction the general absence of insulation or ventilation in unfinished spaces.
We're starting 3.9 of the report, which is the attic section. We have our ladder set up with drop claws. You want to be careful, clients trim, things like that. You don't want to scratch the house up. Your whole goal is to leave it just as clean and nice as it was when you came in. Now, when we lift up an attic access, a lot of times there's insulation. We never do this. You'll leave fingerprints. So we always use the back of our hands. We also try to lift it up and flip it. Sometimes that's a little difficult, but I try not to ever let it sit down on its face, because if we do that, then it's going to make a real mess. So as we come in, we have a lot of insulation in this house. So we're going to be able to look at a good portion of it, but we won't climb in all the way. So right off the bat, one of the things we want to look at, this attic fan. People have a tendency to cut the truss, remove a section when they do an attic fan. That's not correct. We want to make sure that our bathroom vents go outside. We want to make sure that our turtle vents or our ridge vents are cut through, that we can actually see some airspace on our soffit vents down below. So we have to describe what type of insulation we see and approximately how much it is and what the roof structure is. And if you look right up here, we have 2x4 trusses. If you look right up there, you can see it. There's the gusset plate. Okay, we're in the attic. First thing we notice is they used just a little flex line, and the bathroom fan is now discharging into the attic. So we definitely write that up because that can cause moisture problems. Looking right here, I can see the roof has 7/16 sheathing. They did use H-clips, which are these right here, but they only used them every other. So that's why when we were on the roof, we saw some of that scalloping. Now, as we talked, unfortunately, when they did this truss, they cut out the center section for this attic fan, which isn't what you want to do. So I'd note that because it's in between two walls, it probably will never be a problem. Here you can see they've blown a lot of insulation. So right now we've got 18 to 20 inches of insulation. Because of that, I really safely can't feel the trusses as I'm trying to walk. So this is one where I would inspect as best possible from a vantage point where I can see. I can see air at my soffits, so I know those are open, so they did that correctly. This wiring's not really the greatest. We'd like to see a box up here. So I'd write that exposed wiring at the attic fan, but the pulley and the belt look all right. The framing itself, what I can see, looks just fine. And like I said, these are trusses. Behind, again, we have a gable vent, which we wouldn't mix gables and soffits normally, but in Colorado we do. And I don't see any real water penetration by the flue right there. So even without the storm collar, it doesn't look like it's really caused a problem. So we have about 18 inches of insulation. Just a mix of blowing in. You can see fiberglass, you can see the wool, but so a few things to do up here, but all in all, not bad. Okay, we're just kind of wrapping up here. So there's a few things to do, fixing the fan, things like that. But all in all, more insulation than we expected. We have venting. The trusses look all right. Let's get down off the ladder and wrap up section 3.9.